Meow, meow, meow.
If you want to make the perfect recipe, you have to start with a cauldron that meets experimental standards.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Brat. Why are you calling me a brat? Yeah, what's up, smaller on YouTube? How you doing, Killer on Twitch? Hey, Kuro. Hi, James. Hey, Sumi. Hey, Akanyanko. Hey, the Oblivion. Console Gay Pride. Hi, Small. Why are you greeting yourself? Hey, Navly.
If you want to make the
Blah. I was watching Rivals videos before going live today. Life was good.
cauldron's still cold.
Rivals to lovers? Hey, Sofa. How you doing? Okay, John. We have a slight issue we need to solve. We have a minor problem. We don't have access to Gale, which is a very big problem. Meow. But also, let me do this first. Okay. I'm not here. I'm invisible. Oh, what's up, Illo? Hmm. Okay, we want purge speed or attack crit rating? Song 1 out of 7 ready for TLI launch. I added some songs to the playlist yesterday. Okay. I actually added some songs to the playlist yesterday. I'll have you know. You can't believe me.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Okay. That's pretty good. How did I get the last 10%? Because I figured this out yesterday.
These claims
Is Ring of Ice Age a thing? Yeah, you can. It's not very good though. But that's just because Ring of Ice is not very good. Coffette. Ooh, T1 Purge speed? Damn. That's pretty sick.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
What's my skill of choice? Like, what's my favorite skill in the game? Or what do we mean? Okay, we have 99% crit now. That's pretty good. We have 101 KES. 101 KES and 1600 strength with the setup. And then the alternative setup is this. And this. If we do this setup, we have slightly more ES, but we do have 120 less strength. But this does seem better. Even if we have less strength, because we have more aura effect. Yeah, what's up, Default? How's it going? Hey, Flo. How's it going? Hey, Giggle. Yo, is my game lagging? Why does my game feel laggy? This is like 11 billion. What if you replace this with a different aura? What's the best aura to use with Rain of Arrows? I guess the main expansion makes the most sense. Domain expansion. Diddy's Island. Yeah, I mean, it's just better to not go too so heavily on energy shield. I'm sorry, by the way, that's a Twitter meme. I saw that fucking meme like ages ago, and it's been rent-free in my head ever since. Is Rain of Arrows good? Yeah, it is good. I'm pretty sure this is better. I feel like Rift Space Rift is not even needed. I feel like you just do Gale.
It's still cold.
Oh, dude, am I just gonna buy a new Gale pedigree? Ooh. Yo, the fall, thank you for the 10 gifties. Thank you. Thank you so much, dude. That's some big cock energy, you know? Oh, but now we don't have 100% conversion. I mean, we can fix that. Like, we get convert, 13% lightning to fire, and then we just get strength, 12%. What do you mean, no item found? That makes actually no sense. Okay, there we go. Okay, kill myself in-game. What about paralyze plus convert? Okay, that could maybe work. Now we have a different problem. Elixir effect max life. Strength plus 1 fizz. Strength plus 1 attack. Fuck it, let's do convert and just plus 1 level. Okay. Let's try a different plus 1 level. Okay, it's getting a bit cheaper. Let's do a different plus 1 level. Bro, Defiled, I saw the fattest cockhaver the other day. Holy shit. I need to show this to you. I need to show this to you so you can feel in awe in the way that I felt in awe. During your Pornhub sesh? No. Not like that. Shush. I'll show you in a bit. Okay, I'll show you in a bit. Let me just fucking finish this quickly. Okay, so one convert. Wait, where's the second convert? Oh my god. Oh, this is the wrong one. There we go. So one convert, two convert, plus level, elixir, that, paralyze, mark. 4 damage, gale. Okay, okay, okay. Dude, Defiled, look at this fucking person, okay? You were about to see the biggest Giga chat of last season. Okay, are you ready? This Erica 3 player went Frostspike, Erica 3, as you do. Day 1, time arc 8. Day 2, like 26 hours after the server went live, or 28 hours after the server went live, uploads a bold code, they're in Profound.
We're just counting my hidden deck.
Look at their gear, bro. They made a Vorax with Gale. How much you want that guy spent? Default, not everyone better than you at video games is an ORM tier. Sometimes people are just better than you at games. No, this guy's actually not like a fucking ORM tier. Like his gear progression makes so much sense. It actually is really impressive to me. Look at this Starlight that he bought. Guess when he bought this Starlight. 20% Fervor Effect plus 1 cold skill. He had this shit day 1 of the league already.
Are you looking for a
And like
weakness?
everything in his progression just makes so much sense to me. And then he reaches Profound because he buys a centralized joint forces pedigree with endless fervor, with unmatched valor, and fucking ghost slaughters. Like, what the fuck? I was so impressed looking at this guy's like progression. I was so impressed. And then you go into Carino 2. And you're like, damn, that guy's so smart and intelligent. And then you go into Carino 2. And you see 5 trillion DPS. And you look at the gear. And then you see this guy has an item that he dropped from fucking doing ore drag. And then you realize that that things in life is not fair. That builds like this can get 5 trillion DPS. 5 trillion DPS Defiled. 5 trillion. 5 trillion. This is actually unfucking forgivable. Allegedly, I trust Flak. I'm friends with Flak. If Flak says 5 trillion, it's 5 trillion. Like, dude, this is actually not okay. These builds for ass to map with, man. If I can just fucking equip random shit and have 5 trillion DPS, maybe feeling a bit ass to map with is not that bad. I mean, yeah, I don't like rushing SS20 ever. My playstyle's always been get to like 30 trillion DPS, then do 20, like, then do all the Stream Showdown bosses in one go. Dude, I love Dude, profound mapping is literally the most fun experience in this game. The only thing I care about is getting to profound somewhat fast. But like, I'm a slow gamer. Doesn't like rushing SS20 takes a challenge rush to SS20. I mean, Small doesn't like rushing to SS20 either. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like real talk, while Small isn't here. I think if I had to like put wages on, or like bets on like our odds to win, I think it's like a 60-40 in favor of Small right now. But I think if I don't stream the race, I would give myself the edge.
Select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
You find that both of us are doing that? I mean, sometimes you have to have new content, you know? Sometimes you have to do some new shit. Okay, we are 19 billion. Slowly but surely getting there. What's our crit rate like? 90.91% crit? What did I have in mind to fix my crit even? Yeah, I should maybe do this too. I don't think attack aggression does anything. Yeah, we don't care about attack damage. We don't care about attack damage. Like, all of this is useless. Which pet is better between Spiritless and the other one? So if we do Anthem, we have 80k ES. And if we do Spirit Blast... we have 80k ES. Okay. My plan is simple, Senseiya 2. I might Senseiya 2 as well. I love playing the new character too much. Make E2 great again. Let's start off with something like a bit smaller, but easier, you know? Like, maybe let's start off with give E2 some early game buffs? Make it that E2 like starts as a spellcaster? Give spellcasters an early game buff? What pet am I using? Oh, definitely this one. There's no way the ES pet's the best, bro. I swear to God, the secret to playing ES stacker is just don't do ES stacking. And that's literally the secret to scaling ES stacker, is just don't scale ES stacker. Yeah, give E2 Tangos level 1 so that I can have someone mulligan it for me. Trinity means so useful swap pet. Not when she comes out and she's a fucking attack build. She's just a life consume attack build, imagine. Tangles was a mistake? I don't think so. I think spells need any help they can get in the early game. Honestly, this seems decent. Like a new design space of hardcast only spells? They won't, because this game is too focused on like automation and stuff.
I was a muddy mess
I think.
out of the dirt, and the first thing I saw was Master Yuga's messy hair. He was
Blah.
asking how the Imperial capital became a ruin, and where the hermit.
Okay. Why is this so expensive? Why is Tangle ass? No, Tangle's awesome. Okay, big strength.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Okay, let's see what's more damage. Let's do some testing. I'm just gonna stand still so rhythm doesn't apply. You guys act like Tangles is the reason why spells are bad. But spells were bad before Tangles got added to the game.
Master Yuga! Every book in the
Tangles just makes it so that spells actually have a viable option to play.
I've heard so much about you.
Yeah, what's up, Sprogly? You can use Tangles they want to automate themselves? Yeah, I like Tangles a lot. I'm a big Tangles enjoyer. Okay, 34 billion. Did we do everything? So we have strength here. Okay. So have we fixed our crit? We have not yet fixed our crit, but we'll figure that out later. We're doing True Flame testing, because True Flame's based. $85 million, okay. Wait, couldn't we just do this?
Care for titles, whether royalty or rubble, everything turns.
It made spell scaling weird? Like, how did it make spell scaling weird, though? It made the tree fog to squeeze tangles in? Yeah, that's fair. Have a fun stream, thank you.
Whatever you do, don't touch its back. Unless, of course, you want to spend the day bouncing around like you're on a pogo stick.
Dude, why is my damage so, like, inconsistent? I guess it's because Ring of Arrows has shotgun. And, like, the shotgunning is a bit RNG. Yeah, let's get to, like, 35 billion.
Meow, meow, meow. Doesn't care for titles, whether royalty
Yeah, thanks
or
for follow.
everything returns to the soil.
And this gets like 32 billion, I guess. Let's get some more time. The more I play around with this build, the more the answer to my problems is just don't do ES stacking. Just scale the build in other ways and just have a big ES pool. To be like the best of both worlds. Which, as stupid as it is, I kind of figured that would be the answer.
The Compendium of Oddities claims that mermaid tears grant the ability to breathe.
As people getting to like millions of ES to just do 4k on Dragon.
Selena cry her
Or like
eyes out.
5.5 million ES to do 4.5k on Dragon. Which is like so fucking much ES.
For titles, everything returns to the soil.
Okay, let's do one more test. How good is it to instead go this? And this? Do you really think that ES is gonna survive this? No, I don't think so, but
The calibration intensity
also just don't think ES is that broken.
two.
Okay, so you do that plus that. And then we do this. And all of these are fine. Do I not have an automation? I do. It's just not working.
The cauldron's still cold.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Bigger number, better person. We actually have so much less ES with this build, or like the setup. What about Fearless Medium? It's melee only. The problem with ES Stacker Sage is that you can't use movement speed prompt. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't know, the build seems kinda shitty to me. But like, I knew it was gonna be shitty. I still wanted to try it out for people. If you earned scaling damage off ES, any ES over your life was wasted of turtle, no? No, because you're using Sukara Shell. This doesn't even make any sense what you just said. Hmm.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
How do I fix my crit? I want to get 100% crit. But I don't really want to drop any strength for it. How much affliction effect do we have? Oh, there's no way to see that.
I crawled out of the dirt, and the first thing I saw was Master Yuga's
46 plus 46, that's 92. Plus another 45. I mean, we could just drop this, to be honest. Just have the 10 basic night damage. Maybe this is better. We have 97% crit.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
I probably should have checked what my damage was actually beforehand. Good night, Default. Sleep well. Okay, 40 billion.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Oh, we don't have K-Bonk open. Oopsie. Default didn't get to see, like, all the shit being thrown at me. Okay, there we go. 42 billion. Okay. Click of an act surprised? Okay. Ah! Yo, thank you for the gifties. Something like that, I guess. Wait, is my model broken now? Oh my god. Everything's breaking. Then I missed subs being gifted. Ow, 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 stop! Ow! Asshole. Yeah, you missed subs being gifted. Ow, 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 stop! Holy fuck. What the hell? You guys are so mean. Welcome to the minus 420k club. I was expecting more knots. Bro, you're fucking pelting my face with knots. Ow. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you only get one knot, bud. Where's the hand for Pat? I'm assuming that something went wrong. Ow. The fuck? Dude, the water bottle fucking slaps hard. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, 42 billion. Okay, let's do this quickly. Meow, 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 meow. Phew. Phew. Bro. What am I playing? Yes, Stacker, Rain of Arrows. Dude, I think I'm sneezing because it's so warm today. I think it's so warm today that like it's making me sick. Blanc. Okay, I'm gonna do some more testing and stuff. And then eventually I want to put Space Rift back in, I'll just put Gale on the belt. But I really need to go pee, so I'll be right back. BRB. Meow, meow, meow. That's why I love you all.
Glindiscord just bought catnip for 9 months. Holy crap, I can catch a stream for once.
Oh, they shit did. Your streamer fucking died. Yo, sorry about that. I'm back. I'm sorry. Yo, Glenn, thank you so much for the tier 3. Oh my god, oh my god. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I fell in.
It's not for whiskers.
My ass fucking fell in.
Careful. Loyalty or rubble, everything returns to the soil.
When is the tier 2 gear plus eternity setup dropping? Round 2.
Shall we review the work at the Oasis now?
Listen, I think that setup is actually worth testing out on round 2. Like no meme. Hey Shaitan. Hey Rimbart.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. I thought it would have more damage, to be honest.
I can smell the very essence of souls. What kind of fragrance note does yours have, I wonder?
Okay.
The airship is ready. Shall we review the work at the Oasis now?
Wait, have I defined this yet? 4.1.3? Oh god. This is gonna be so expensive to divine. Fucking Jesus. It's okay. On League Store, these are not that expensive. I think. GG noobs.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility
Oh, my crit's capped
number
now.
2.
Yippee!
Please
What's
select
230 FA day 2?
intensity
Oh,
for invincibility
unlucky.
number 2.
Oh, this song's so good. It's like new to my playlist. I asked why no damage. Bad bold.
A whole line of dwarves in rainbow vests just held hands.
What's that proc speed? I'm really surprised about the count of Nightbolt that you uploaded. I thought it was dog shit. Yeah, it was really good, bro. It's actually impressive. I remember. I'm getting yum. Okay, it's like 80 billion. That works broken. Does it matter at all for the watch time stuff? No. You don't have to worry about Twitch. Only YouTube matters to me. So, Vorax gloves. 80 billion. Holy. Is there anything else?
Doesn't matter. He's about to.
Let's do one more test with like this again.
Please select
She does hate us. I knew it.
Invincibility number 2.
Gulp. Gulp. Chat, I need to look at some lesbians. Give me a second. Hey, yo! So cute! Oh my god, I love lesbians. Okay, sorry. Okay, what else is there to do?
Master
Let's try
Gale,
Space Troph with
a
Gale.
book in the Great Library mentions your feats.
The airship is ready.
Let's try Space Troph with Gale.
Work at the oasis now.
Dude, my coffee just now was so bad, by the way. Any second now. Okay, so we put Gale on the belt. Did I keep saying Gale and I think about Gale from fucking not Diablo. From video game. I don't think we have Mark Effect anywhere. So probably this? Oh, we don't have Paralyze anywhere. Oh well.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Is there recipes with 1 level 8 even? I don't know. How much tape does it take to keep me on this wall? I've seen videos like that before. I've actually seen people do a video like that before. It was not a Mr. Beast video even. Guess I left the sidemen to do videos like that. I am too inside of a rock to even know what the fuck that means. Your damage is starting to grow.
Just
Our damage is starting to go
dance
big.
around me.
Okay. 145 billion is pretty good. What's our strength at? 2,200? Holy. Now, if I were to do a shield, what ultimate mods would I do? Damn, all of these are like ass. This is useless, this is useless, useless. This is kinda useless. This is useless, this is useless, and this is useless. I guess you would do 2 ultimate prefixes. And then for this it would actually be really good. Because you get plus levels, or pen, which is like all really good. And you get DD.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yo, thanks for the follow. Sinister D Fox. Ooh. A fellow fox. I could keep you on the wall without tape? Ayo. You probably do additional projectile damage. I had a dream, it was PO1 League Start, and I slept through lunch and was launched out of bed. Shit was a nightmare. Lamau. Did you get jumped by the fish from underneath? Uh-oh. Dude, I wish there was a bigger gap between TLI and PoE.
Species from 50 years.
I do too, yeah. It's rough. It's rough because I kind of want to play a PoE League again. But if it's this close, like, I don't want to bother. But I've been feeling like playing PoE again, because it's been a while. I want to do Miner again, dude. Miners are so fun in that game. Like, the Cold Exam Mines felt so good to play. And I just want to do day 1 T17s again. Uh-oh, this is gonna hurt my bank pockets. My beloved brands to PoE 2. Reap of Sweeping. Reap of Sweeping does look cool. You could do like the fucking Pathfinder tanky Reap build. Like Exang Reaps, but then you do Reap of Sweeping. Ooh. There's no way. Like, how am I running out of embers? This is so annoying. Ding 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 ding. Holy fuck, dude. This is truly the best experience. Yeah, when season starts, I'm doing cube upon my face. I'm about to sell desire course or kill bosses. If you kill the bosses, it's like it's more FP to do the bosses. But you can just like play it safe and just sell it. I probably would just sell it to be safe, but killing it has like higher potential payoff. I think killing it on average is like worth it. Just hit easy, yeah. Literally just fucking kill the boss and have like a max channel +1 max channel stacks once I drop. GG.
Your name is in every
Drop that
message.
sublime, identify that purity of fire. Exactly.
By trade, black market fixer by necessity. Wanna rob Tower Co? You've come to the right gal.
Who's she talking to? I'm streaming on 3 different platforms, so I sometimes get messages from other platforms. Wait, by the way, you should watch the YouTube streams as well. Smile. Makes you seem schizo? I mean, that's not really my problem. I don't care. Meow, 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 meow.
The Great Library mentions your feats. It is an honor to study with you. I've heard so much about you.
Like 250 billion? Okay. Is there anything else to test out? I mean, I guess we could replace True Flame with something else, but I'm pretty sure True Flame's just gonna be the best. But fuck it, let's do this.
A glowing hopper!
I don't think I've paralyzed, right? Yeah, we don't have paralyzed right now. So this should be pretty big value. Probably just do Focus Strike. Because I think well matched is a bit unrealistic. Hmm. What do I want to do with my last points? Oh, these points are really efficient, actually.
Everything. Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Okay, we're like over crit cap now.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number
Still crit
2.
capped.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2. Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
So this is still survivable. We do Focus Strike. Our strength has gone up. Okay. Oh, and also we should change our gear. Do not have Reflection effect anymore. Okay, I mean, this just doesn't matter. This would just be Raz.
Howard didn't.
And this doesn't matter, it would just be
Give me a
Raz.
sharp shovel.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Go. Yeah, just as I expected. True Flame just makes this build better. Okay, it is time for a surprise episode. No one was expecting the ear stacker build. Honestly, I'm kind of happy with how I approached this. Instead of just like copying what other people do, I knew just instinctively that the build would be bad if I did that. So instead of like just blindly copying what other people do, I fixed the mistakes and tried to actually make a setup that I think is generally like the best variant of this build for the level of gear. When you start adding affixes, you can do it already in Tomahawk 7. It mostly just depends on if you're sustaining. Like, if you're sustaining a resonance, you can just add resonance always. Like, in Tomahawk 7 already, you can like do 60 drop quant, especially if you're spec'd into Netherrealm resonance drops. And in Tomahawk 8, like, I always do at least 60, but you can even consider doing like full 100% drop quant. But at the very least, like, always do 60. If you put like the fucking 8 points in Netherrealm resonance, like, you can always just sustain 100, I think.
Whether royalty
You're already a self cool?
The calibration
Nice.
number 2.
Okay, chat. Let's make a video. Let's make a video. Wait, you guys can't hear my, like, fan, right? The fan's not, like, getting picked up? Surely someone would have mentioned something by now on, if I've been live for 1.5 hours. No? Okay. Hello, hello YouTube. Today I'm gonna bring you the surprise episode number 9 of Exploring Every Inch of Sage. I decided to do this episode mostly on a whim, because I had multiple people actually asking about this build. So I wanted to not only try the build out a bit, but kind of just work on improving it, because I saw a lot of issues with the build. I believe that I thought were like somewhat fixable and whatnot. And I can definitely see like the beauty of this. And what we're doing today is we're doing Sage Energy Shield Stacker, Cicada Shell. So our base setup to start off with, we're gonna have all core uniques non-corroded. Let me just quickly pull this up. We're gonna have all the core uniques in the build non-corroded. Should be noted that we're using a False God skin. We have ×3 life and ×1 energy shield on it. The combination of life and ES doesn't really seem to matter. But from my experience, like, more life nodes does convert into more ES. So overall, I would recommend to try and get as many max life per highest stat on your neck as possible. But I personally bought this one because it was just really fucking cheap. Like, ×3 life and ×1 ES is like way cheaper than like ×2 or ×4 of either or. We have an Omni Elixir, non-corroded. The belt blend for this one is 8% Armor Pen. I do mention this because we do change the belt blend a few times while testing. We have a 1.4% Cicada Shell. A Magnus Scar, which we ID'd into a max roll, that was awesome. And the core concept around this build is basically this tortoiseshell of distillate. So the way we're going to be scaling this build is we're going to be doing strength stacking to get as much strength as possible. And then with that strength stacking, we're going to get a ton of max life from our false gods, because our false god scales off of stats. And then we're going to convert that max life into max ES using tortoiseshell distillate. And then we're going to convert that energy shield into elemental damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 1.4% of our ES turn into elemental damage, which is going to be fire, cold, and lightning. And then because we're doing strength stacking, all of our damage is focused on fire damage. We're then on top of that going to be converting our lightning damage into fire damage. So that 2/3 of our Cicada Shell damage is getting buffed up by like our Magnus Scar. That's basically the core idea around this build. And what makes this build so nice is that you're just playing an ES stacker. You're unbelievably tanky and kind of unkillable. Now we're gonna have full tier 1 gear with no prices gear. We have a level 90 character with an orange Phantasmagoria. So where is it? I bought this Phantasmagoria. It was a 3x3 with 17.5 strength. And then I actually just randomly slammed it and happened to get this +1 medium talent. But even if you were to not get this, it's not that big of a deal. Because you can put it on a different location where it instead hits, where instead it has more medium talents as hitting than just these 3. This build is rather point heavy, mostly because of some tech that I'm doing personally. Because I do think it makes sense to go True Flame for the setup. And True Flame just does take a lot of points to spec into. As always, we're not using any inverse image, although I do think this build would gain quite a lot from an inverse image. Because a lot of like the life nodes, or even the strength nodes, would just convert into a lot of damage. For example, if we were to inverse image this 24 strength, and this max life per strength, that would just give us a ton more ES, which would be quite a lot of damage. And something niche about this build that you don't see on the target dummy is we do have 8% additional damage if you've lost life recently. Because we are using tortoiseshell distillate, half of the damage we take will actually go into our life pool, which means that we will be constantly losing life. So it's very realistic to have a high uptime on this mod, even though it doesn't show up on the target dummy because we do not inflict self-damage. We're using level 40 Euro memories. I tested out 2 Euro memories. So the first one is the good old just Elixir skill effect aura effect with proj speed. And I do have another Euro memory that I tested out, which is giving us an extra epic or lower origin memory, which obviously we're using then to get a second strength memory of origin. But when doing testing with it, I found the aura effect and the aura effect and the elixir effect to just be more valuable. Generally with this mirror memory, I had higher ES pools or similar ES pools to having a second strength memory. I do believe the second strength memory was like a slight ES gain, but losing the 74% aura effect just completely killed that build. Now, all of our Euro memories do have projectile speed on them because this is a Gale build, so we will be scaling Gale. Realistically, on Memory of Progress, you want this to be movement speed, but I just happen to have the cast speed one that I've used in a previous build, so I just didn't bother buying a new one because it seemed relevant to me. But this would normally be movement speed, which this build badly needs, because in the current setup we play, we don't actually use a swiftness potion. I do think for mapping, it is worth it to equip a swiftness potion, because just mapping without it is completely awful. But for all testing, we did it with just Putrid Toad. The reason we use this is because, again, it gives us 20.5% defense, which gets scaled up a ton with our elixir effect. And then obviously the tortoiseshell is like where we get most of our ES from. Then, of course, we're using cheap micro and medium faints. We're doing strength. Nothing too special there. Just went with strength on all the notes that made sense with strength on. We're doing full legendary pets, so the pets I chose to run with is Kitty Express, Elixir Ferris, and Firewing. Now, you might know from other people doing this build, a lot of things I've done so far you might think is wrong, or this is not how the build works, and I will get to that, and I will discuss it in a lot of detail in a bit. Then we have 3 times 2 moderate corners with decent sets. So these are my corners that I'm using. I do think this build especially is very important to get this Elixir skill effect, because it does help quite a lot, especially when it's being scaled with Tailored Remedy. We have 2 times 2 moderate starlights. Now, it is important to note, we are not actually converting our fizz to fire, because most of our flat damage is just coming from the Cicada shell, so it's not actually necessary to convert to fire damage, because we're already mostly doing fire damage. And then we have this God of Might Slate, which has the fire damage per top strength, which is why it's also more important that we try to convert as much of our damage to fire as possible. If we had access to being able to convert cold to fire, I do think this build would be significantly better. But there's no way to really do that with Sage, unfortunately. That would be like a Gemma exclusive type thing. But then obviously with Gemma, you would have significantly less Elixir effect, so there's a trade-off. And we are using a 1-mod Pedigree Gale. There was just no way really to fit Gale into the build. I do, in later testing, put Gale on the belt and then use a Rift Slate, because I do think Rift Slate is very powerful in this build. But that will come down later. Then we're using Special Combat Sports Tier 1 and Tier 2. So for the Swift Flight, which essentially Swift Flight is basically just Gale. This is just built-in Gale for Rain of Arrows. We are using a Tier 1 roll, because it was the same price as the Tier 2 roll. And for Payback, which makes it that our Rain of Arrows double hits, essentially, we are using a Tier 2 roll only. As well as Wind Projectiles. I couldn't really find anything that made more sense than Wind Projectiles for me. And Critical Strike damage increase. As well as a 0.3 Rhythm. Now, all the testing was done saying so we did not gain the benefit of this 14% additional damage on the Rhythm. And I did do that intentionally, just to make the testing more consistent. And then lastly, we're using ×2 Precise Auras. I'm using Precise Projectiles. I don't see any universe you would ever not use this skill, especially if it's going to have like 100% aura effect, because we gain not only a ton of additional projectile damage, but we also gain a lot of projectile speed, which is quite nice. And then from second aura, I mulled quite a lot about what to choose for the second aura. It feels like there is no like really good option, especially because we're not converting like from fizz to fire. But I ended up choosing just the main expansion because it's just generic damage, which means that like our cold damage is getting benefited from this, as well as all the fire damage we're doing is getting benefited from this. But this does reflect slightly poorly on the dummy, due to the fact that we are never in range of 5 enemies. And as far as I'm aware, the dummy does not count as a boss monster, even though on a boss monster, the main expansion would actually be extreme powerful, which is also part of the reason why I decided to choose it. Now, with all of that being said, our base setup did 42 billion damage. So before I continue with this video, I am going to stop for a second and actually talk about the decision making around this base setup. And more specifically, why I didn't do a more traditional setup. Because generally speaking, if you look at people's ES Stacker builds, they will have on their pets Spirit Bless and Anthem for the 10% additional life and the 10% additional max ES. They will run a precise ES like Energy Fortress aura. Actually, let me show it to you. So we have 95k ES right now. But what a lot of people when playing this build would do is they would then equip on top of that Spirit Bless, they would equip Anthem. And they would equip Energy Shield Fortress. And they would also probably go like, what do you call it? Instead of this, they would go like a 4th Hero Memory. They would go Strength Hero Memory. They would run a module Trog Mage, which is giving them like, 10% additional life, 10% additional ES. And like, well, on paper, this might sound like a very good setup. And you're going to see that my ES is going to just absolutely skyrocket right now
Children's still cold.
to 140k, which is not even that much more. Realistically speaking, this setup is just so much worse because you're giving up so many multipliers all over your build for no apparent reason just to get more energy shield, and you're completely investing all of your apples in one basket of the Cicada shell, which just is not how build making in this game works. It is completely redundant, and it's also the reason why a lot of times when I look at like these builds, I'm kind of unimpressed by their damage versus the amount of investment that they're putting in, because it just doesn't really make any sense to put this much like effort and money into getting the biggest ES pool humanly possible at the cost of like losing ×5 damage multiplier, ×6 damage multiplier. Even if the extra energy shield you're getting does, in theory, you think would make up for it, it almost certainly will not, just because we are playing a build with over 100k energy shield. We already have an absolutely absurd amount of flat damage within the build.
He asked, "Who's that?" And I said, "Doesn't matter."
So, with all of that being said, I also tried a Magnus Law Tenacity setup. So currently, the way that the build is functioning is we are using Momentum, which half of the time this doesn't even do anything. And we're using Survival Will. Arcane just is worse than Survival Will. That's why I'm using Survival Will. But I tried a setup where instead of Momentum, we go Tenacity. We put +1 Tenacity Blessing on the belt. And then we go Magnus Laws. Now, the setup did actually have worse damage. We only had 41 billion with this setup. I do think if instead of Tenacity, if we stuck with Momentum and got Tenacity Blessings through a different means, as well as probably invest into this, it would be slightly better. But I think instead of wasting your money trying to like fit Magnus Laws in this build, because the Glove Sword is actually not that bad in this setup, especially because we gain a lot from Affliction effect because we're doing True Flame, as well as crit damage and critical strike rating, that you're more often not just going to be better off saving up for Vorax Gloves. With that being said, let's swap over to the Vorax Glove setup. So I made a Vorax Gloves on a +2 attack skill base. The max mana is irrelevant, the 5 flat damage is irrelevant. We have our Cicada Shell mod. Then we have attack crit rating. Without this attack crit rating ultimate mod here, we actually don't reach 100% crit cap, so this was actually a big boon for us. We have crit damage, which if I wanted to, I could keep rolling both this mod and this mod to strength. And I do believe that would be slightly better. But obviously that would be very expensive, and I did not see the need to like keep rolling them, even though I can safely roll both of them. And we have the Cicada Shell 15% max life and max ES, which this mod is also extremely powerful for this build because it does double dip with our setup. And then instead I use this chest, which just gives us 70% strength, which is pretty dang neat. That's pretty dang awesome. And doing this Vorax Glove setup, we are able to spike up to 80 billion. But the main issue that we're still sitting with is we're sitting with this Pedigree, which is like really a sore thumb, on a build that wants to stack as many % strength as possible. And right here, we have 1,700 strength. So the next logical step for me was to instead swap over to putting Gale on belt, which would be very expensive to do in a League sort scenario, which is why I waited this long to do it. And then I equipped the Space Rift, which would also be quite expensive because it's like 2.5k FL League launch. But the Space Rift is copying quite a lot of % strength nodes. And thanks to that, we do go up to 2.2k strength. So we get about 500 strength from it. As well as just getting a bunch of plus levels, a bunch of good modifiers. And we only now need one mod, one convert 50% to convert all of our lightning damage to fire damage. Which is a pretty nice boon. And with this setup, we reached 145 billion. And then lastly, the thing I felt would make sense to test would be to swap in a Priceless Cane, just to see how much of a power spike this is. We do gain roughly Oh, fuck. How much did we gain? We gained roughly like 65% additional damage. Maybe a bit more. Like, we're up against 70% additional damage by equipping a Priceless weapon. And we skyrocket all the way up to 250 billion by equipping this cane. It does have 8% additional projectile damage, which is a very underrated mod because it's actually very cheap, generally speaking. And especially on League Store, it's pretty realistic to get this plus another mod on like your cane. And of course, you know, this build lacks armor pen, so getting some armor pen is nice. We do have some fire pen, but actually we could also use some elemental pen. Because we gain 6% fire pen from this micro talent. Which, that's kind of it. There's no other like reductions of enemies elemental res in this build. So it is actually one of the few cases where I think armor pen is probably one of the weaker options we could have gotten. I did just roll RNG, like completely random, whatever we hit first we hit. But I do believe Elite Pen would have been slightly better, and attack skill levels would have been slightly better for just our current gear level.
What kind of fragrance knows
Later on, that wouldn't be relevant though, because once you get a Priceless shield, you know, whatever you didn't get from your Priceless cane, you would just get on your shield instead to balance things out. And yeah, with that setup, we got to 250 billion, which is the current setup you see on your screen. It's actually a very, very powerful setup.
Invincibility.
I'm quite satisfied with it. And, oh, I think we have something wrong. And then, lastly, I did a non-true flame setup on this build. So something else. Okay, something else seems to still be wrong. We're lacking quite a bit of damage, or it could just be that we're not reloading the area. And then, obviously, I did one last test. I want to test that instead of going into True Flame, it doesn't make any sense at all to go into the Onslaughter tree, which the Onslaughter tree is quite a powerful tree. It gives us % max life. It gives us a lot of flat % damage. It gives us % defense. And it gives us 24% strength. So with this setup, our strength actually went up to 2.4k. And then I just used Focus Strike because I felt like Well Matched wouldn't be very fair to compare with. So I instead swapped in Focus Strike. And because we don't have Paralyze in the build, I did use a Red Umbrella instead of the Firewing, because we obviously don't need the Affliction effect. But even so, doing that, we had about half our damage with 133 billion of this setup. And this is still the Priceless one, like, Space Rift setup. After seeing that, I didn't bother to continue testing it, because to me at least, it seemed clear that you definitely want to do True Flame scaling if you want to do this setup. Which is generally the case if you do Strength Stacking in any build, where True Flame just elevates the build significantly. But that's going to be it from me. This was my ES Stacker video that I did not expect to make, but I'm quite happy I did make it. I guess I'll finish it off by doing a quick mapping showcase. Now, I personally am going to lose some energy shield to equip Swiftness to, because I just am not a believer in mapping this game without Swiftness to, and I don't think you need the extra damage for Profound. But as you can see, like, losing Tailored Remedy, as well as losing, like, the Elixir effect from this memory, just halved our ES pool. So instead of having 96 billion, 96k ES for mapping, we only have 40k. Which is kind of the issue that you're going to run into with this build, unfortunately.
Let's see what kind of reactions we can
Another issue you're going to run into is because we are playing a Rain of Arrows setup. Our clear is actually not going to be the greatest because we're not using a track medium. Oh wow, our damage is just completely miserable. We might have to do this map without Swiftness, unfortunately.
Not again. You are just like
I'm personally not a fan of this setup.
in textbooks.
I don't know what else to tell you. Honestly, we could try instead of Putrid. We could try Swiftness. Yeah, this seems much worse. Not having Putrid is just so much defense loss.
I promise, every ounce of your. I mean, I'll maximize your potential.
Yeah, it's rough. You kind of just have to accept the fucking snail life, unfortunately.
Let's remove it from the test group and move on.
I think this build is really interesting for like being able to essentially do the same things as like Life Stacker or as a what's the other build called? You can do the same things as like when you do, what you would do on Life Stacker, or you can do the same things as you would do on a Mana Stacker, which is like being absurdly tanky and being very good at doing bossing. But it definitely doesn't like fit my playstyle. I know I already released the tier list video where I like ranked all 8 builds. I would probably put this like one tier. I would put this like one tier. I'd probably put this in the same tier as like Mana Sacker. Like this would be like a solid C or like a D tier for me. I see the potential in the build. I see the fineness of the build. I think the nicheness of this build is just having like a massive ES pool in the end game, like being able to be like, oh, I have 1 million energy shield, or I have 5 million energy shield. If you could fully invest into energy shield, but as like an actual build, I think the build's not very well rounded. And if you do make the build well rounded, you're still stuck just running around mapping at 36% movement speed. Realistically, if you have a movement speed memory, this is like 70%. I do think in endgame you would, instead of like this memory, you would use like the revival variant of this setup. And with red rare memories, like I could definitely see the build feeling a bit more complete in like a higher budget once you can fit in like a swiftness deal, or you can fit in a mobility skill. But until then, I'm not super duper interested in the setup myself. So it was fun to make this. I'm actually quite happy with what I made, and I'm quite happy with like the way I approached it, because I think the setup would have ended up like another Life Stacker scenario, where I'm just wholly disappointed in the build, because all I did was invest into one stat. And in this game, if you invest into only one stat, it will never work out, unless you throw enough FE at it to where all of your problems get solved by money. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. When you start... Oh yeah, read answers mode. Okay. Banger alert. Banger. We did it. Okay. Holy shit. I am not a big fan of the fucking slowness that is this build.
Elixir recipe. Their only hope against Amber. The old Emperor's paranoia got the better of him.
I can't wait to go from whatever the fuck this slow shit build is to logging onto my main character and just being back up to like infinite movement speed. Life is good. Life is good. It's the dopamine reset, something like that.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Imagine playing a 50% movement speed build when you can set play a 550% movement speed build. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. I kind of want to push the movement speed more now. I think that would be fun to do. Like imagine deck stacking Sage Tangles. Honestly, if I just had more sealed mana compensation for aura effect, because this is like no aura effect right now,
We found the perfect solution.
that would like already make a big difference. Or even using Tailored Remedy. But yo, we did it. We did it, we did it. We made episode number 9. What episode released today? It was episode 7, right? No, 6. Yeah, episode 6. So in 2 days, 7 and 8 is coming out. Then the day after that, the tier list. And I'll probably do episode 9 on the same day as the tier list. Or, actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 9 on the 11th. It's going to come out the day that the patch notes come out. So that everyone can comment on the video and be like, RIP, Bolt got deleted. RIP, Bolt is dead now. Just read the patch notes, Bolt is gone.
Your name is in every legendary. Woohoo! We found the
Lamau.
perfect solution.
Bolt is nerfed. 9 on 11, no comment. Listen. It's not my fault. Sometimes shit just happens. Right, we're not using Dreamweaver in this build. We're using fucking Hamster.
Found the perfect solution.
9/11 shotty burning fire on the dance floor. The fuck are you saying? Please never type again. Type shit. Okay. I did 3 like mechanic guide videos for like these 3 mechanics. And I already don't want to do the rest. It's so much work. These videos will actually take a lot out of me because they're so annoying to do. Because they're so like basic. And there's so many to do. It's like a fucking massive checklist. Okay, I'm dying. Holy fuck. What is this? Oh my god. Okay. That was pretty funny. I'll give you that. That was pretty funny.
The airship is ready.
Dude, how is my cat girl town always shut down? You stupid fucking cats. Just operate. You don't need payment. Work for free. Work for the love of the game, okay? Dude, why do I keep getting those 7 workers, not level 8? This is fucked up. I forgot to mention that light drops from the fucking desert blight. Did you? I just realized that. I didn't fucking add it in the video. I went through all that effort looking at like what every boss drops so I can mention in the strat videos, like the mechanic guides, and I still didn't do it. Any other standout builds on the list? There's a few really good. There's like a few really good builds on the list, I feel like. I made a tier list, by the way, of like all the builds. So you'll see my thoughts on it soon. What the fuck? What is this? Oh, GG. But why is this worth something? The fuck? Meow, meow, meow. Dude, I need to wake up sooner. It's so bad that I'm starting my stream this late at night. Like, I have to end stream soon already. I need to wake up sooner so we can do like 5-hour streams at least. For the people. The people deserve it. I need like 10k feet to solve chest in my eyes too. It feels underwhelming falling 500 FA an hour if I'm lucky or profound dream. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. That's rough. I just do beacon farming and then make like 3 to 5k an hour. Most of the time like 4.5k an hour. It's pretty good. I'm a dream farming enjoyer.
Let's see the kind of reactions we can get.
Edge, have you heard of Twitch Prime? Twitch Prime. You missed every word I said? Oh.
I promise.
You know, if you're soft, you can like rewind.
I mean, I'll maximize your potential.
I just said I just do beacon farming and make 4k an hour.
Thanks for playing along. I'll just add your stats to my official record today.
There's vaults turning off vaults as we speak. I'm joking.
Wow, we actually turned it into gold.
Okay,
Mr.
that's 40k.
This is the
Insane farming strat, dude. Insane farming strat. Plus 40k. Yippee! We can do more testing. Yippee! Is beacon farming still a beacon farming of level 6 Lakepad? No, absolutely not. Dude, look at my fucking like setup. I'm doing Chalk, Captain. Okay, Captain Shadow probably shouldn't be here, and Twilight Sparks. And then I have level 6 Lake Vet. Like, it's fucking degenerate. Just like 5 deep is my chromatic shot Tangle Burst Selena build. Chromatic shot Tangle Burst. How do you burst tangles? Huh? Am I crazy? The fuck does that work? I haven't really tested it much, but the very tiny amount of testing I have done, it feels like Twilight Sparks is like actually just the best bet in the game.
Not everyone can be a blossom. Some of us are just.
So it needs one burst or year trade triggers tangles instead of just one cast? Oh, okay. That sounds weird.
Ooh, I just thought of something Jean light and
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Wait, is activation tangle medium without mind support? That's so broken. Holy shit. That's really good.
Shine bright.
Dude, I can't wait for the new lake mechanic. I'm so sick and tired of Lunoria already. Why you so zoom? No. Wait, I wanna do this. It's XP balance. Yeah, XP balance. No bonus, protection, XP balance. Okay, we're receiving 94% XP now. That's pretty good.
nobody keeps their arrogance.
Surely we're gonna level up before the season is over. Just from like casually playing every now and then.
Also to be fragrant.
I need to sleep. Too much being awake today. Yeah, good night. Sleep well.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and
Dude, I think when I have to end stream tonight, I want to go and play some Rivals again. I haven't replayed since like the last time. Wind Breath Convergence, GG. I'm fucking my RNG for League Start, GG.
Variables too volatile.
I'm actually ruining my RNG for League Start. Fuck. Holy shit, that is a rare one to get. Fuck. Yo, I hate this. Why am I ruining my League Start RNG? Is patch notes Friday? They're on the 11th. So they're like one day later this time around.
Thanks for playing along. I'll just add your stats to my official. Never sits on a throne.
Meow, meow, meow.
Yo, this isn't my first fall.
Yeah, thanks for following.
My first fall. This isn't my first fall.
I wonder how much undetermineds are. Like, how much is like a 4 micro and like a 1 medium?
Yo, this isn't my first fall. This isn't my first fall.
Chat, I don't think this is his first fall.
Time for a little
Dude, I can't wait for League Start, actually.
Conflicts
I'm gonna be so bad at, like, reading messages, though, on League Start. Because I'm just gonna be gaming, and I'm gonna be, like, alt-tabbing and tabbing between my 3 chats constantly. Because that's an FA per hour loss.
Hey, lighten up. A rare talent. Oh, my golden ticket. Guess I'll be able to scrap this dingy glider and replace it with one made of solid gold.
like Master Yuga says, this is the perfect
I need to fix my sleep, though, for League Start somehow.
Shine bright,
Because at the moment, my sleep is gonna be, like, kind of messed up, I think.
shine bright. Shine bright.
enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
But oh well. That's future me problems. Present me has other things to do. Like Japanese.
time for a little field research.
How do you fix your sleep so you can sleep 6 to 7 hours and wake up at 3 AM? I struggle.
And shame.
Okay, well, the sleeping 6 hours thing, I don't do. My League starts involve being awake for 24 hours and then sleeping 16 hours the next day.
Shine bright. Shine bright.
I honestly don't know, actually. It's fucking difficult. It's like actually really difficult to fix your sleep. I tried to sleep at 6 PM and it was 11 PM last time I checked. Yeah, like I wouldn't do something like that. I generally think it is better to just like I don't know, I think if you want to fix your sleep, you just need to reduce the amount you sleep. Like not try to go to bed earlier, just the days leading up to it, just reduce your sleep amount.
The weight of both honor
So like, let's say you go to bed at like fucking midnight. Instead of waking up at like 8 PM or like 8 AM or whatever the fuck you wake up at, instead try to wake up at like 5, for example.
Lighten up.
Light
Because if you wake up at 5, then like the next night you'll go to bed sooner. And you can keep doing that until you get to like a rhythm where you're like waking up at 4 AM or 3 AM or whatever.
Hey, lighten up.
I think that's the easiest way, at least for me personally, that's the easiest way to do it. I'm playing Taylor for the last 2 seasons. This will be my 3rd, so there's a question of planning to start Erika 2 for late deck stack after tier 5 maps. Should I swap to the 1 setup or wait for the tier 7 boss rush?
away.
At this point in the season, I would just swap ASAP. I think it's worth it to swap as soon as you can. It just feels way better. But if you're going for like the Trap 7 race on League Start, it's probably better to not swap.
carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Just because swapping takes a decent amount of time. That you could have just been spent like struggling through a Thunder Spike.
Sign this labor contract, and you'll be a part of the Oasis.
A top note of dizziness, a middle note of sickness, and a
Huh?
base note of permanent paralysis.
Dude, we're getting so much more XP now. I should have equipped XP balance pets like ages ago. It's making such a big difference. You're probably throwing Sage again even though they're further to the ground? That's my plan too.
It is in the root.
I would say if I were to put in numbers, I think it's like 70% I start Sage, 29% I start Erica, sorry, not Erica, that I start Selena 2, and 1% that I start Erica 3, or Ryan 2.
Time for a little field research.
Like I'm almost certainly gonna go Sage.
Can you smell that? It's a special blend I whipped up just for you.
Thanks, you can wait till Chav 7? Okay.
Shine bright.
Ooh. That's a lot of deep size beacons. Holy fuck. That's a lot of money. How much are deep size beacons?
Someone we need working for the Oasis.
29. They're kind of going down in price.
Welcome to Cloud Oasis. Hey, lighten up.
But, oh well. The strat is really good for XP as well. And it's just fun to do.
The champion
So I'm just running around killing monsters. Yeah, I'm excited for League Start though. I have a bunch of things, like, in mind.
To wilt is also
But it's really hard to say anything definitely until we see the patch notes. This could just be like the biggest patch notes ever where like everything in the game is just changed. You know? Although we doubt it. Okay, chat. I think I'm gonna go to bed though. Or I don't go to bed, but I'm gonna end stream because I can't stream past midnight. But with that being said... With that being said, I will see you all again tomorrow. And I'm sorry about like the less streams and stuff. I am kind of like messing up my sleep a bit right now to fix it for Lake Start. So the streams are going to be like a bit wonky for a while. But I'll also try to like... Eventually I'll go live at like a completely different time zone, like 8 AM my time. But until then, we just have to deal with this right now. Good night, chat. Sleep well. Bye-bye.